If you are in your 40s, 50s, 60s, and you're like, I want to do something, you still have that creative bug in you, this is what I want you to do. I don't want you to look at YouTube as a career path per se. What I want you to do is to find the skills or a situation that you have, and I want you just to start filming it and put it out there. If you have a skill and you're really good at it, film it and put it out there. Yesterday I was watching a video with Omar from Department, and he was interviewing a guy. He basically filmed himself helping his grandma who had Alzheimer's, and he documented the whole process. Being 2 months from my dad passing away, I really wish I would have done this with my dad. And I had all the things with me. I could have done this, right? When you're in it, you don't really realize it, and nobody's like telling you to do this. But being 2 months from my dad passing, I really wish I would have done this. I wish I would have documented far more. Grief when you're in the middle of it is so raw and confusing, and my dad dealing with stress was just a highly annoying person. And you know what? He's laughing when I'm saying this. So he was just ornery. I remember my grandma would always be like, "You're so ornery." Like, my dad literally must have been born that way and he died that way. He was just an ornery little guy. But I remember trips that my sister and I were taking in the car when we would go from Olympia up to Seattle to take him to his treatments. And sometimes we'd be in the car for an hour and a half or longer one way. So we would have, say, 3 hours a day that we had my dad isolated in a car. And the conversations we had and the stories he told us about his teens and his 20s and his 30s. I wish that I would have had the foresight to just record it and post it. And I'm new out of this. Like, my dad only passed away literally 2 months ago today. So this is still very fresh and raw. And I wish that I had enough foresight in the middle of all the chaos, in the middle of all the grief, in the middle of everything that was going on, for me to have just picked up a camera and recorded. And now I have a couple recordings because my dad was being super annoying at the hospital, rocking out to music really loud and flipping people off, and just being how my dad was a little wild, being how my dad was. But he was a full character, and he would have been a great character for a mini documentary of going through cancer with somebody, because my sister and I were there the whole time, and we were his caregivers. My mom had broke her pelvis literally 2 weeks before he was going in for a surgery to have a kidney removed due to cancer. And so my mom was bedridden. So we were my mom's caregiver too, but we were my dad's caregiver, and all the doctor's appointments, and through the chemo and through the diagnosis and through him choosing to go home on hospice, which was, I was in the room with him when he told my uncle that, and he told him on the phone. And it's just those things that I wish I had. So if you're going through a situation like that of a caretaker, just document it. And even if you don't put it out there, even if the world doesn't see it, my dad would have been fine with the world seeing it because he kept going, "I need a GoFundMe page." But even if you have a reserved person and they just don't want their treatment and their life and all that being as exposed, do it for your own documentation. Because I do wish that I had these stories that my dad would tell us in the car. So many people document the good things that happen, the weddings, the babies, the vacations, all that. But we don't document the raw. We don't document the vulnerable. We don't document the heartbreak. And that is what people are yearning for, that connection. Because when my dad was going through the treatment, we knew he was going to pass away. I reached out to friends who've had husbands pass away, who've had parents pass away pretty traumatically too, or very short time. And you lean on these people. Nobody talks about this. let's have a conversation about when your dad passes, or when your grandpa passes. Nobody's talking about that. So it's so important to still document it. And going forward, I hope that I will do that. It's still a very scary because it's so vulnerable, right? But I hope that I have enough foresight to document future moments in my life, because even in the tragedy of losing my dad, there was still some of the most beautiful things that happened. And I really do wish that I had a visual of it, not just my memories of it.